This video is a compilation of all the videos uploaded in the month of August, and it's about diverse niches. Welcome to Diverse Top, and let's start with the first video uploaded that month. 5 celebrity interviews go wrong. Robert Downey Jr. In 2015, Christian and Guru Murphy interview Robert Downey Jr. in his latest movie Avengers: Age of Ultron. And after some while, Christian began a sensitive question for Robert.
I mean, what I'd really like to ask you about a quote you gave to the New York Times. And I don't want to pry, so if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But what you said to the New York Times once was, it was after your incarceration, and you said, you can't go from a $2,000 a night hotel suite to a penitentiary and understand it and come out a liberal. And I just wondered what you meant by that.
Well, the funny thing is, and I appreciate your point of view, things that you said 5-7 years ago, or things you said in an interview that made sense to you at the time, I could pick that apart for 2 hours and be no closer to the truth than I'd be giving you some half-assed answer right now. I couldn't even really tell you what a liberal is. So therein lies the answer to your question.
Christian kept pushing the same question.
The statement sort of stands by itself, doesn't it? I mean, does that mean you're not a liberal, or that you came out of prison not being a liberal?
Are we promoting a movie? To me, the thing is that I'm certainly not going to backpedal on anything I've said, but I wouldn't say I'm a Republican or a liberal or a Democrat. I think when I was talking to the person who was doing the interview that day, and that just happened to be my opinion. That's the nice thing, is you can have opinions and they kind of change and flow.
Yeah. Well,
and after failing reading the room, Christian proceeded to ask a more sensitive question. And this was Robert's reaction after this question.
Yeah.
I mean, you say we're promoting an interview, promoting the movie. I mean, obviously you're doing a promotional round of interviews, and that's why we're talking about the movie. But we also would like to talk a little bit about you, and I don't know how comfortable you are, you know, talking about yourself at the moment.
You have as much time as anyone else will.
Yeah, well, okay, well then let me just ask you a few more questions, and you can answer them if you want to and not if you don't want to. I mean, well, I think we've got 3 more minutes on our agreement.
Your foot's starting to jump a little bit. You better get to your next question.
The reason I'm asking about the past is that you've talked in other interviews again about your relationship with your father and the role of all of that in the dark periods you entered, and taking drugs and drinking and all of that. And I just wondered whether you think you're free of all of that, or whether that's still something.
I'm sorry, I really don't. What are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions, that's all.
Right. Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Are you? I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Vin Diesel. In 2015, he had an interview with Brazilian YouTuber Carol Moreira to promote his film XXX, Return of Xander Cage. And the situation was very strange and creepy. Vin Diesel was complimenting her excessively and unnaturally.
God, you're so beautiful. God, she's so beautiful, man. Am I right or wrong? Look at her. How am I supposed to do this interview? Look at this woman.
Tell me your story.
She's so beautiful. Coño, man. Talk to me, baby. Tell me your story. Tell me yours. Let's get out of here. Let's go. Let's go have lunch. My God, I love her. Look how beautiful she is.
Thank you.
God, wow, man.
So, Tom Hanks?
Wow, man. Yeah, Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks? Great guy.
He was a great guy.
He returned again to compliment her, and even tried to get close to her.
And the last thing I saw you speaking I am Groot in so many languages, but I don't know if you ever said it in Portuguese. So I brought you...
I did say it in Portuguese.
Did you? Eu sou o Groot.
It's so good.
Eu sou o Groot.
I love her. Man, she's so fucking sexy. I can't do this interview. Look at her.
Eu sou o Groot.
Does anyone say this? Guys, what's wrong? Am I the only one that's saying it? Look at her. She's so fucking beautiful. It's like you can't even do an interview with her because you're just like da 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 da. Right or wrong? Oh my God, guys, someone save me. When did this turn into beautiful world? When did this turn into the most gorgeous girl in Brazil? When did this turn into I love you?
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Jonah Hill. He has shed a significant amount of weight in 2011. Jonah has made an impressive transformation and lost nearly 40 pounds by changing his diet and workout routine. He visited Georgia Tech to screen his new animated series Alan Gregory. After the screening, he did a short press conference with local radio shows, and reporters asked him this question.
But are you still considered the fat guy when you go to a party or anything? Because I run into that a whole lot. I'm the fat one. So are you the fat guy in Hollywood still, or is everybody like look at you and they're like, oh wow, this is great, now you're healthy?
Do you have any other questions that are smart?
I have a question because you're in Atlanta and...
Can you believe that he received a question like this after that success and that great transformation? Cara Delevigne. In 2015, Cara Delevigne was giving an interview on CBS's Good Day to promote her film Paper Towns. And the interviewers got her name wrong, and they were also asking her questions that had absolutely nothing to do with the movie Cara was promoting at the time.
Cara Delevigne is in the movie. She joins us live from New York City to talk about Paper Towns.
I'm wondering, looking at, as Marianne was talking about how busy you are, and we're looking at your IMDb and all the projects, it's like you are doing one thing after the next after the next. Do you find that it's easier for you to focus because you're so busy? If you had downtime, maybe it wouldn't be so easy for you? What do you think?
No, I don't know where that comes from. No, I think it's not easier to focus. I mean, I love what I do. It's not crazy. It's my passion, all of these things. I've wanted to do this since I was young, so it's not too hard.
Not too hard? All right.
Yeah.
And this is the other interviewer.
I saw you in London talking a couple weeks ago on TV, and you seemed a lot more excited about it than you do right now. Are you just exhausted?
No. I mean, I'm still very excited. The premiere was last night. It was an emotional night. It felt like the end of an era, but I'm not any less excited than I was a couple of weeks ago. Maybe I had a bit more energy. It's the morning.
You do seem a bit irritated. Perhaps it's just us.
Yeah, I think it's just you.
I think it probably is us.
Yeah.
Well, then on that note...
We figured as much.
We'll let you go then. How about that?
All right.
We'll let you go take a little nap, maybe get a Red Bull. How about that?
Cara Delevigne, thank you so much for your time. Paper Towns coming out too. She's also in that Taylor Swift video, Bad Blood. Everybody.
Also, after all this, they cut off the connection with her without saying goodbye to her with respect and thanks, or even allow her to give her last word in this interview. Tom Cruise. In 2018, Peter Overton's infamous interview with Tom Cruise on 60 Minutes Australia. Tom has divorced with Nicole Kidman 4 years prior, and Peter was trying to dig to this situation with Tom.
Was Nicole the love of your life?
What do you mean, Peter?
You were married for 10 years.
Listen, we raised children. How do you answer that? How do you answer that question? She's someone that I plan on getting married again.
You do?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Peter went on to ask an even more personal question, and this was Tom's reaction.
But Nicole was a major part of your life and a love of your life at the time.
I loved Nick very much. There's no question.
Would you like Nicole to remarry?
Yes. I want Nicole to be happy. That's what I want.
And do you have a relationship where you talk, it's a parenting relationship, and talk professionally about each other's work?
Listen, here's the thing, Peter. Yeah. You're stepping over a line now. You're stepping over a line. You know you are.
I suppose they're questions that people want to know.
Peter, you want to know. Take responsibility for what you want to know. Don't say what other people. This is a conversation that I'm having with you right now.
You're right.
Okay, so I'm just telling you right now, okay? Just put your manners back in.
Do you think I was out of line?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I apologize for that sincerely.
Good.
The second video, top regions with the highest rate of pedophiles. Before delving into regional trends, it's important to reiterate the difficulties in obtaining accurate and comparable data on child sexual abuse. Many cases go unreported, and the extent of the problem is often underestimated. While data limitations exist, certain regions have been identified as having higher reported rates of child sexual abuse. It's crucial to approach this information with caution and understanding. Based on self-disclosure data, A 2011 meta-analysis of 217 studies estimated a global prevalence of 12.7% to 18% for girls and 7.6% for boys. Number 1. Africa. A 10-country school-based study in southern Africa in 2007 found 19.6% of female students and 21.1% of male students aged 11 to 16 years reported they had experienced forced or coerced sex. Rates among 16-year-olds were 28.8% in females and 25.4% in males. Number 2. Asia. These are some of the countries from this region. In Afghanistan, some boys are forced to participate in sexual activities with men. They are also termed dancing boys. The custom is connected to sexual slavery and child prostitution. In Bangladesh, child prostitutes are known to take the drug Orodexon, an over-the-counter steroid, usually used by farmers to fatten cattle, to make child prostitutes look larger and older. Charities say that 90% of prostitutes in the country's legalized brothels use the drug. According to social activists, the steroid can cause diabetes and high blood pressure and is highly addictive. In 2007, the Indian Ministry of Women and Child Development published the Study on Child Abuse, India 2007. It sampled 12,447 children, 2,324 young adults, and 2,449 stakeholders across 13 states. The study's main findings included 53.22% of children reported having faced sexual abuse. Among them, 52.94% were boys and 47.06% girls. Due to the abundance of information and sources about this region, and so that the video does not become too long and boring, I will put the rest of the sources below in the description. Number 3. Australia. According to a report that recorded the types of child abuse reported in Australian states and territories in 2011-12, there were 48,420 substantiated cases of child endangerment, of which 5,828 were cases of sexual abuse. Evidence from reports indicate that the majority of sexual assaults in Australia are undertaken by perpetrators known to the victims. According to a 2009 report by the Australian Bureau of Statistics, 42% of sexual assaults reported to law enforcement agencies in Australia that year took place against children under the age of 14. This statistic includes sexual assaults that adults said were committed against them when they were under the age of 14. The percentage of cases in which the child had a familial relationship with the perpetrator were 26% of cases in southern Australia, over 20% of cases in the Australian Capital Territory in Tasmania, 39% of cases in New South Wales, and 30% of cases in Queensland. Number 4. Europe. A 2020 UNICEF report estimated that 1 in 8 children globally have been sexually abused or exploited at some point in their life. In Europe, 1 in 5 children are estimated to be victim of some form of sexual violence, and between 70 and 85% of child victims know their abuser. Number 5. LAC. Latin America and the Caribbean are recognized as among the most violent geographic areas globally, particularly for young people. An estimated 58% of children 0 to 17 years of age in LAC, more than 99 million, experience physical, sexual, or emotional abuse each year. Number 6. US and Canada. Child sexual abuse occurs frequently in Western society, although the rate of prevalence can be difficult to determine. Research in North America has concluded that approximately 15% to 25% of women and 5% to 15% of men were sexually abused when they were children. What do you think are the causes of this disgusting and very bad problem? And what are the ways to fix this problem? Write your answers below in the comments. The third video, 15 countries with the lowest theft crime rates. Iceland, a Nordic island nation, is a breathtaking country defined by its dramatic landscapes. It is renowned for its exceptionally low crime rates, especially when it comes to theft. This makes it an incredibly safe country to visit, whether you're traveling alone or with family. Several factors contribute to Iceland's low crime rates. Homogeneous society. Iceland has a relatively small and homogeneous population, which tends to foster a strong sense of community and shared values. Strong social welfare system. Iceland provides a robust social safety net, which can help prevent crime by addressing socioeconomic disparities. Transparent society. Iceland has a culture of transparency and accountability, which can deter criminal activity. Japan, a haven of safety with low theft rates. Japan is renowned for its exceptionally low crime rates, and theft is no exception. This makes it one of the safest countries in the world. Several factors contribute to Japan's low crime rates, particularly theft. Strong sense of community. Japanese society places a high value on collective harmony and social order. This creates a strong sense of community where people look out for each other. Effective policing. Japan has a highly efficient and respected police force with a strong emphasis on community policing. Education and values. Japanese education instills strong moral values and a respect for law and order from a young age. Homogeneous society. While diversity is increasing, Japan has historically been a relatively homogeneous society with shared cultural values, reducing potential social tensions. Switzerland. Switzerland has a very low overall crime rate, with violent crimes being particularly rare. However, theft, including burglaries and robberies, is the most common type of crime. While Switzerland still maintains a relatively low theft rate compared to many other countries, it's important to be aware of the risks, especially in tourist areas and on public transportation. Singapore, a beacon of safety. Singapore is renowned for its exceptionally low crime rates, particularly when it comes to theft. This makes it an incredibly safe place to live, work, and visit. Several factors contribute to Singapore's impressive crime statistics. Strict laws and severe penalties. Singapore has a reputation for its tough stance on crime. Penalties, including corporal punishment for certain offenses, act as a strong deterrent. Effective policing. The Singapore police force is highly regarded for its efficiency and commitment to maintaining law and order. High level of education and awareness. Singapore places a strong emphasis on education, leading to a generally well-informed and law-abiding population. Safe physical environment. Good urban planning, ample lighting, and CCTV surveillance contribute to a secure environment. New Zealand. It is generally considered a safe country with relatively low crime rates compared to many other developed nations. However, it's important to note that no place is entirely immune to criminal activity. Factors suggesting low theft crime rates in New Zealand. Isolated geography. New Zealand is an island nation located far from major population centers, which can act as a natural deterrent to certain types of crime. Robust law enforcement. New Zealand has a well-regarded police force, known for its effective crime prevention and response strategies. Austria, a haven of safety with low theft rates. Austria boasts one of the lowest crime rates in Europe. While no place is entirely immune to criminal activity, theft is relatively uncommon compared to many other countries. Several factors contribute to Austria's low theft rates. Strong law enforcement. Austria has a well-respected and efficient police force that contributes significantly to maintaining public safety. High standard of living. A generally high quality of life often correlates with lower crime rates. Cultural emphasis on order. Austrian society places a strong emphasis on law and order, which helps to deter criminal behavior. Canada. The world's second largest country by total area, Canada generally boasts low theft crime rates compared to many other countries. Denmark. It is generally considered a safe country with relatively low crime rates, including theft. While it's true that theft is the most common crime in Denmark, the overall numbers are still comparatively low compared to many other countries. Norway. Norway is renowned for its low crime rates, and theft is no exception. While no country is entirely immune to crime, Norway consistently ranks among the safest nations globally. Finland. Finland is renowned for its low crime rates, and theft is no exception. This Nordic country consistently ranks high on global safety indices, making it an attractive destination for residents and visitors alike. Qatar. Qatar boasts impressively low theft crime rates. It consistently ranks among the safest countries globally, with petty theft and burglaries being relatively rare occurrences. This can be attributed to several factors. High living standards. The country's high GDP per capita contributes to a generally affluent population, reducing economic motives for theft. Low unemployment. A strong job market reduces opportunities for individuals to engage in criminal activities. United Arab Emirates. UAE is a captivating country that has transformed itself from a desert landscape into a global hub of innovation, luxury, and culture. Located in the Middle East, it shares borders with Saudi Arabia and Oman. Oman, officially the Sultanate of Oman, is a captivating country nestled on the southeastern coast of the Arabian Peninsula. Renowned for its pristine beaches, rugged mountains, and rich cultural heritage, Oman offers a unique blend of tradition and modernity. Bahrain. Bahrain generally has low theft crime rates compared to many other countries. However, petty theft, such as pickpocketing and bag snatching, can occur, especially in crowded areas like souks, markets. It's advisable to take precautions like being aware of your surroundings and securing your belongings. Kuwait, a pearl of the Persian Gulf. Kuwait is a small Arab state nestled on the northeastern tip of the Arabian Peninsula, overlooking the glistening waters of the Persian Gulf. Renowned for its vast oil reserves, Kuwait has transformed itself from a desert oasis into a modern metropolis while preserving its rich cultural heritage. The fourth video, 5 badass movie moments. Neo, the One, from The Matrix. Inside the virtual world, Neo, the series hero, was being chased by enemies, viruses. He was almost shot to death, but he got up and was able to activate his ability to do almost anything after being kissed by his lover from the real world.
Now get up.
He is the one.
Blood and Bone. Michael J. White played the role of ex-con Isaiah Boone, the main character in this film. He was in the prison bathroom urinating next to his friend, and his friend warned him that a gang would come to kill him in a few moments. Isaiah's reaction was cold, psychologically and physically.
Good looking out. Be good, homie.
Out of my road, nigga. See this right here? Think he's special. Want to be left alone and shit. Don't want to be mobbed up with the rest of us niggas. Like we ain't shit. You understand what I'm saying? Shit don't work like that around your homeboy. Yeah, you going with the pack, you the pack. You feel me? And they kind of tight too. That shit don't mean nothing around here though, player. I done seen a whole lot of belt get their ass bent over from here every day. You understand what I'm telling you? I'm talking to you, partner.
You got to the count of 5.
What you talking to me?
1.
You hear this?
2.
Hear this?
3.
You just signed your own death certificate, player.
I need you to deliver a message. I want you to tell every mother behind these walls that if they get the notion to with me.
The Godfather, opening scene, which played this role, starred Marlon Brando. In this scene, one of the Godfather's old friends comes to ask him to take revenge on someone who brutally hurt his daughter and changed her face due to the severity of the violence. Some say that the cat was outside the movie script. It suddenly appeared on stage, and Marlon Brando continued to act with it.
I went to the police like a good American. These 2 boys were brought to trial. The judge sentenced them to 3 years in prison and suspended the sentence. suspended the sentence. They went free that very day. I stood in the courtroom like a fool. And those two bastards, they smiled at me. Then I said to my wife, for justice, we must go to Don Corleone.
Why did you go to the police? Why didn't you come to me first?
What do you want of me? Tell me anything, but do what I beg you to do.
What is that? That I cannot do.
I'll give you anything you ask.
We've known each other many years, but this is the first time you ever came to me for counsel, for help. I can't remember the last time that you invited me to your house for a cup of coffee. Even though my wife is godmother to your only child. But let's be frank, you never wanted my friendship. And you were afraid to be in my debt.
I didn't want to get into trouble.
I understand. You found paradise in America. You had a good trade, made a good living. Police protected you, and there were courts of law. But you didn't need a friend like me. But now you come to me and you say, Don Corleone, give me justice. But you don't ask with respect. You don't offer friendship. You don't even think to call me Godfather. Instead, you come into my house on the day my daughter's to be married and you ask me to do murder for money.
I ask you for justice.
That is not justice. Your daughter is still alive.
Let them suffer then. As she suffers. How much shall I pay you?
Buonasera. Buonasera. What have I ever done to make you treat me so disrespectfully? If you'd come to me in friendship, then the scum that ruined your daughter would be suffering this very day. And if by chance an honest man like yourself should make enemies, then he would become my enemies. And then they would fear you.
Be my friend? Godfather?
Good. Someday, and that day may never come, I'll call upon you to do a service for me. But until that day, accept this justice as a gift on my daughter's wedding day.
Grazie, Godfather.
Great.
300. This is Sparta. Scene. The main character of the film is King Leonidas, played by Gerard Butler. And I think this is, in everyone's eyes, one of the most badass famous movie scenes in history.
Simple offering of earth and water, a token of Sparta's submission to the will of Xerxes.
Submission. Now that's a bit of a problem.
Madman. You're a madman.
Earth and water. But you'll find plenty of both down there.
No man, Persian or Greek, no man threatens a messenger.
You bring the crowns and heads of conquered kings to my city steps. You insult my queen. You threaten my people with slavery and death. Oh, I've chosen my words carefully, Persian. Perhaps you should have done the same.
This is blasphemy. This is madness.
Madness. This is Sparta!
Batman interrogates the Joker, The Dark Knight. The role of the Joker in this version was played by the late actor Heath Ledger. And in my humble opinion, this was one of the most badass moments in movie history. And the crazy one.
I'm gonna need a cup of coffee.
Ah, the good cop, bad cop routine?
Not exactly.
Never start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy. He can't feel the neck. See?
You wanted me. Here I am.
I wanted to see what you'd do. And you didn't disappoint. You let 5 people die. Then you let Dent take your place. Even to a guy like me, that's cold.
Where's Dent?
Those mob fools want you gone so they can get back to the way things were. But I know the truth. There's no going back. You've changed things. Forever.
Then why do you want to kill me?
I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No. No, you complete me.
You're garbage. You kills for money.
Don't talk like one of them. You're not. Even if you'd like to be. To them, you're just a freak. Like me. They need you right now. But when they don't, they'll cast you out. Like a leper. See, their morals, their code. It's a bad joke. Dropped at the first sign of trouble. They're only as good as the world allows them to be. I'll show you. When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other. See, I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve.
Where's Dent?
I have all these rules, and you think they'll save you.
5th video, 4 Joe Rogan interviews gone wrong. Dave Portnoy. Dave is arguing about whether Tommy Fury is a boxer or not. And Joe Rogan is losing his temper over Dave not accepting Tommy as a real boxer, even after watching some real footage of Tommy Fury boxing.
Fury, he might have some sort of a title.
If he does, it's in name only. I saw Tommy Fury box. He is not a boxer.
Well, he's definitely a boxer.
Well, he puts on gloves.
He's definitely a boxer. But is he a boxer like his brother? No.
Well, we would not know who Tommy Fury was if his last name wasn't Fury.
Probably we wouldn't know as much about him.
Dave still insists on not admitting that Tommy is a real boxer. I think Dave was just trying to piss off Joe Rogan at that moment. He seems not serious about not admitting that Tommy is a real boxer.
So here's Tommy Fury. You telling me this guy doesn't look like a boxer? You're out of your fucking mind.
Who's he fighting?
But I don't give a dude. Look at this. Look at this. He's fighting a professional boxer. The guy's fighting looks good. Dude, you're crazy if you don't think Tommy Fury's a boxer. Look at that uppercut. Shut dude.
No.
Shut Watch this.
Find the Tommy Fury. Find the Tommy Fury fight on the card.
Shut
guy cannot.
Please shut and watch this. Watch what he's doing. This is 100% a boxer.
Can you find me the record of Bokianski?
This. Stop. Watch this. Watch this. Look at this. Look at this.
What is
this
that?
Guy boxer,
that
man.
doesn't prove anything. Find me the record of Bokianski.
Just look at this. Just look at what he's doing. I don't give a shit. Look at the way he's delivering these combinations. He's 100% a boxer.
No.
Dude, you're high. You're high. Look at that right hand. Dude, look at this punching ability. Tommy Fury is 100% a legit boxer. You're out of your mind if you don't look at this.
What
look
at
that
you
right
think
hand.
that was in slow motion.
No,
I
it's
think.
not in slow motion.
I think you slowed that down.
No,
I didn't do anything, but this is a highlight reel.
This is a highlight reel. But look at his highlight reel. Look at his highlight reel. He is 100% a legitimate professional boxer. If you don't think so, you're just being a hater.
No, I'm not a hater.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Why would I hate Tommy Fury?
He might not. He's not Dimitri Bivol. He's not Canelo Alvarez. But he is 100% a real boxer.
I'd like to get the combined records of everybody Tommy Fury has fight. I would guess there's not more than 2 wins on there.
But
Steven Crowder, heated argument about marijuana.
I probably wouldn't talk about the marijuana issue. I wouldn't care, because here's the thing: I don't care about it. I
One
really
way
don't.
or the other.
But my issue with it is when, and we saw this in Montreal, I talked about it when people lie about it and they're dishonest with their voting constituency.
Like how so?
Well, saying, it's medicine for A, B, C, or D. It may be medicine for A, but not for B, C, or D.
Well, what are the B, C's, and D's?
Well,
what are the things that's not medicine
an example. Well, you're asking me what I wouldn't talk about, not asking me to defend it. My point is, I don't really care about it.
But what are the B, C's, and D? Well, you said
it
it's
cures
specific.
cancer.
Well, there has been shown
it helps with cancer about as much as turmeric and ginger. Those things
all
help
those
with cancer.
anti-inflammatory things.
Yeah, I know, but it's not a prescription.
But CBD has been shown
With
to have
seizures.
tremendous benefits for cancer and non-psychoactive.
Yeah, and certainly with seizures. I have zero problem with CBD being legalized. But my
Which is
issue
also
is
cannabis.
I'll have to, I feel the need to call people out in bullshit when they say, well, the reason it's not is because of big pharmaceutical companies. I go, hold on a second. There are 7 patents on chemical compounds for marijuana right now.
Right.
The people who stand to make the most out of marijuana legalization are pharmaceutical companies. That's why they make.
That's not true.
Well, it is. If you look at the biggest supplement
No,
companies,
because
it's
you
owned by
can't-
the same pharmaceutical
but you
companies.
can't patent
and the
a
one
plant.
That yes, you can. They patented seven at
You can
least.
patent
certain
strains that are
7
GMOs.
chemicals- No. 7 active chemical compounds in pot that have been patented as drugs. They've gone through the process.
Yeah,
There's
but you
one
can't
that's really
patent it
efficient.
to the point where you can't grow pot. How would you stop someone if
Well, sure
pot's
you can.
legal? If pot's legal, how would anyone? And if that's the truth, then
No.
that's a real problem.
It's my only point.
But there are absolutely people who have lobbied, as we talked about, how the prison guard union has lobbied to keep marijuana illegal. There's absolutely pharmaceutical companies have done the same thing. It was revealed in the WikiLeaks memos.
See, this is where I was saying
it
I
was.
don't
Hold
care
on,
about
don't
this.
interrupt me. Where Hillary Clinton said that she's against marijuana in every sense of the word, right? You remember those?
At this claim from Steven, Joe lost his temper and calm.
Yeah. But another thing that we just wrote about, and again, people get mad with the
Economics.
weed issue. Well, no. Traffic fatalities regarding marijuana have skyrocketed.
Google that because that's nonsense.
No,
you
we
know,
wrote about it
drunk
a lot on
driving,
better.com.
drunk driving arrests have dropped. What do you mean you've? First of all,
No, we wrote about what the sources
first of
there, the
all,
original studies.
Just because someone gets in an accident and they're high,
See,
because hold on, stop.
No, hold on a second. This is
you
because you just
interrupt
want-
way too much.
No, no.
You need to stop.
You talk in
hold on a
paragraphs.
second. No. I don't talk in
Go ahead.
paragraphs. I make full points. If people are high a lot, and the same amount of fatalities exist, but the people that get checked once they get into these accidents happen to be high, it does not necessarily mean that marijuana caused those fatalities. It could be that you have an increased incidence of people doing marijuana and altercations that could not have been avoided.
It could be.
It could be.
But the statistical change is measurable.
Well, what is
from
it?
pre and
You're
post.
talking about in Colorado.
In states where it's been decriminalized
Let's
or
go
legalized.
with Colorado. Pull
So,
it up, Jamie.
Hold on a second. You just said, let me make my point. Again, my point is I don't care about it.
Yeah, you do.
No, I really don't.
You don't care about
No, here's
people
the thing.
dying?
You get
son of
so touchy about it because someone says, you know what, if people want to smoke up, fine. I just don't really buy the arguments that everyone is in some big conspiracy to try and snuff it out.
No, there
and
are
the
some.
idea and the idea that the drug war will end and the idea that it's cures cancer. I just don't buy that, and
Well, it
people get
does.
so upset.
Well, listen.
That's my only point. That's why I wouldn't talk
studies
about it.
Candace Owens. Joe Rogan and Candace Owens argue over climate change.
Didn't, and
You
I
don't
thought
think we have to care about the environment? Like, what do you,
no, not even a little bit. Like,
not even a little bit?
no. Okay, let me clarify this. I don't throw trash on the ground. Like I'm not saying like we need to trash the environment. But do I believe in climate change? No.
You don't believe in climate change?
Well, I think the climate always changes, I guess is what I should say. Do I believe that this is an issue that is being that is global warming, which they've changed conveniently. They got rid of the word once scientists started disproving it. Now they only say climate change. No, I think that was just a way to extract dollars from Americans. I don't at all believe they had no actionable plan. It was great for Trump to get out of that deal. It was terrible.
Okay, but this is an incredibly complicated subject.
Right.
And if you would have to talk to a bunch of different scientists and see how they gather data and see what they understand about CO2 levels and what's the danger of them and what can combat it and what could not. Have you done all this, or do you take this flippant opinion based on the party line?
This wouldn't be the hill I died on, right? But it's not about the party. I just genuinely, I've read a ton about it, but I would not be able to come to you and say like, this is my strong opinion. But here's like the easiest way to say this, right?
Okay.
The fact that there is a disparity in the science community about whether or not it's real is enough to.
It's very little, very little disparity.
But
Most scientists, the vast majority agree that human beings are negatively affecting climate change.
Yeah.
The vast majority.
Yeah, I just don't think so.
You don't think it exists,
I don't know. Maybe because it got because it got so politicized.
Studies into scientific agreement on human-caused global warming, and look at all the studies. It's between 100% and 91% at the lowest. 91% of one of the studies from 2014.
Candace believes it's politicized. Well, what do you think about this topic? Leave your opinion in the comments.
Essentially, just noting that in a lot of these studies, like when you go and if we had time to sit down and really pull this up, they're polling, 10,000 scientists that are within a community that is like these .orgs. Do you believe in everything that MediaMatters.org puts out for statistics? Right, that's a political arm of the Democratic Party.
Talking about a different subject.
I know, but
but politics versus science.
But this has been politicized. That's the thing.
Science has been politicized.
Yes, it has. Global warming in particular has been politicized. 100% it has been politicized. Right. That's the whole reason I fell down this dark hole one night reading about it, and I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, I don't really care.
Eddie Bravo. Eddie doesn't believe the Earth is round.
Ernest comes up to me and he goes, "Hey man, you ever look into flat Earth?" I said, "Dude, Jesus goddamn Christ."
Okay,
I go,
so
"That's
when
the
did it
dumbest
turn?
shit." And he goes, "Hey man, I got a master's in engineering. Look into it." And I just wanted to go. I just went home and I was just going to.
How about looking at what school that was so we can tell people?
Phoenix Online.
But hey, man,
that's the same shit.
So let's say this. Okay, so what if it's true?
The same channel?
Okay, what if it's true that Albert Einstein said there is no evidence that the Earth is spinning? What if he says he said a quote? You say that's not true. I saw it on YouTube. But what if we find out that it is true? Then what?
What if they find out leprechauns are really butt-fucking genies
That's
on the
what
moon?
I thought. That's what I thought.
What does that mean?
That's what I said. So you're saying, do
you really
it's
think
on
that
YouTube?
Einstein
You really
said that?
Look at
maybe in 1947 there wasn't much evidence that the Earth was spinning because they didn't understand it yet.
Okay.
Eddie still insists on not believing the facts, even after the evidence is shown to him.
Look it up.
Yeah,
so
true
I did
science
look it up.
is repeatable. You can't repeat
Eddie,
it. It's
you don't
not
understand
That's
what you're
saying. I'm trying to tell you that. That's the evidence you were trying to say. It's
if
fake.
they say the experiment showed the Earth is not spinning, no one can reproduce that experiment. That's why it's not real. So this thing that you keep repeating is bullshit.
Okay.
And this thing that you keep... But don't, no.
Hey, where did you get this information?
Jamie.
Where'd you get it?
Where'd I get what?
This information. What is this coming from?
This is coming off the internet.
Exactly. So you're reading some information. I'm reading some information off the internet. You didn't go to the library. It's on Wikipedia?
Just slow down.
Eddie, stop doing
There's
that.
sources here.
And if you want to watch all videos of July, which is about animals, click on this box. And love you all. Be safe.